Pinterest used to be the outlier, the quiet creative corner of the internet that didn't try to be Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok. While every other platform was obsessed with likes, shares, and building circles, Pinterest went a completely different route. It didn't beg you to follow your friends or comment on everything. Instead, it invited you to explore, dream, and pin. It functioned more like a visual search engine than a social network, and that's exactly what made it so powerful. When Pinterest launched back in 2010, it offered something rare, a space built entirely around ideas. Whether you were redecorating a room, planning your dream wedding, or figuring out your next tattoo, Pinterest gave you a digital pinboard to organize your inspirations. It was simple, it was clean, and above all, it felt personal. You weren't chasing attention, you were creating your own little world. But that was then. As you'll see in this video, Pinterest today is a very different place. Underneath the surface, there's been a slow but undeniable shift, and for long-time users, it feels like the heart of the platform has been stripped away. If you've logged in recently, you probably already feel it. Things don't look the same, they don't feel the same, and no, it's not just nostalgia. It's a full-blown strategic pivot that's reshaping the entire experience. Now, some people might say, well, change is good, and sure, that's true, platforms evolve, but what we're seeing here isn't just evolution, it's an overhaul of what Pinterest stands for, and in my opinion, it's not for the better. Let's talk about one of the biggest issues right now, the overwhelming flood of AI-generated content. And I don't mean a few scattered pins here and there. I mean entire search results being dominated by the same generic, soulless AI images, copy-pasted across hundreds of boards. Look up literally anything, fashion, design, art, and what you get isn't creativity, it's spam. And yes, some people might argue that if the content is relevant, it shouldn't matter. But here's the problem, relevance isn't the same as originality. AI has no inherent quality. It doesn't innovate, it doesn't care. It just scrapes, imitates, and repeats. On a platform that once celebrated human creativity, this shift feels like a betrayal. Pinterest was never supposed to be about quantity. It was about taste, and now it's just noise. So the question is, why is Pinterest allowing this? You already know the answer. Money. AI-generated images are cheap, fast, and endless. People can crank out hundreds of pins in an hour using Midjourney or DALL-E from OpenAI and flood the platform, giving the illusion of growth. More pins mean more engagement, and more engagement means better ad performance. It's a numbers game, and Pinterest is playing it hard. This is, in my view, what is the most problematic thing about AI. We don't realize the sheer amount of crap that is published every single minute. And unfortunately, it seems like it's just the beginning. Pinterest isn't just passively allowing this wave of low-effort content. They are actively integrating AI into the very infrastructure of the platform. From automated content moderation, to search ranking, to account flagging, they've gone all in on artificial intelligence. The result? A user experience that feels less human, more robotic, and honestly, more frustrating than ever before. Managing your boards has become a chore. Pins get flagged or removed without explanation. Users are getting locked out of their accounts for things as basic as saving a picture someone else already posted. It's confusing and inconsistent. And the worst part, there is no support. You're at the mercy of a broken AI system that doesn't understand context and doesn't seem to care to learn. This isn't just annoying, it's repelling, and it's part of a bigger pattern. In 2022, Pinterest brought in a new CEO, Bill Ready, and if that name sounds familiar, it's probably because he came from Google and PayPal, two companies known more for e-commerce than for fostering creative communities. And true to form, under his leadership, Pinterest has aggressively pivoted toward monetization. Coincidentally, in early 2023, Pinterest laid off approximately 150 employees, representing about 5% of its workforce, as part of its long-term strategy to streamline operations and focus on revenue-generating initiatives. These layoffs were aimed at aligning the company's resources with its priorities, including enhancing advertising tools and integrating e-commerce features.
What are the factors that you see driving your growth this year? Well, 2024 was a really transformative year for our business, really along two dimensions. The first, us leveraging AI to make really great recommendations to our users and driving engagement with our users and shoppability for our users. But then also the advancement of our ad platform as a performance ads platform that's delivering great return for advertisers. And so both those things are working really well. You saw us in Q4 hit all-time highs on users. Our engagement is at an all-time high in terms of weekly active to monthly active, as well as our largest ever revenue quarter. We had our biggest ever Cyber 5 shopping. And so those things are really gaining momentum, but that's really been the business transformation we've been driving for the last 2.5 years, and you're just seeing the momentum of that continue to build.
So you're talking a lot about revenue, but also 2024 was your first full year of profitability since 2021. My question is, how will you be able to sustain that return to profitability going forward?
Yeah, so for the last 2.5 years, we have talked about our focus on profitable growth. And I think one of the things you've seen from us is that while AI has become a core competency for us, we have been really focused on leveraging AI for high return use cases and delivering that profitable growth. So we've been delivering consistent margin expansion.
Their new goal is clear: transform Pinterest into a shopping first platform. You can see it everywhere, from the UI design to the search. Your feed isn't just about pins anymore, it's a catalog. It's one big shoppable feed designed to blur the line between content and commerce. And nowhere is that more obvious than in the way they've handled ads. Let's talk about that, because it's bad. Pinterest has ramped up ads like never before. They're not just at the top or bottom of your feed, they're mixing everywhere, indistinguishable from regular pins. And that's by design. The platform wants you to engage with ads without realizing they're ads. They want to blur that boundary so well that you can't even tell when you're being sold to. And it's working. In 2023 alone, Pinterest ad revenue shot past $3 billion. More than 60% of user sessions now contain some form of paid promotion. That number is expected to rise. The platform is pushing features like shoppable carousels and promoted pins that are baked directly into search and browse results. It's no longer a place to explore and to get ideas from. It's a digital storefront disguised as inspiration. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not anti-ads. Pinterest is a business, and it has every right to monetize its platform. But there's a big difference between having ads and being overrun by them. The real issue isn't their presence, it's the absurd quantity of them and how deceptively they are blending into what used to be genuine content. So I want to ask you, what's real left of Pinterest? Because from where I'm standing, Pinterest doesn't feel like Pinterest anymore. It feels like a cheap imitation of itself, driven by algorithms, dominated by ads, and stripped of its soul. And maybe that's what hurts the most. This is all for today. Thank you for watching. See you for the next one.